Hey everybody, it's Halen, and today I'm going to show you a way to find hidden gems in your vault and/or inventory in Destiny 2, as well as the easy way to make the best builds and loadouts you can make with your loot. This is all done using the Destiny Item Manager. It still surprises me to this day how many people do not take advantage of DIM, or as I said, Destiny Item Manager. It is a browser-based application that links to your Battle.net account or PSN, Xbox if you're on console, and it can be used to move items from characters or from your vault, as well as the postmaster, which is very valuable if you do not want to go back to the tower or anywhere to get items out of your postmaster. If you're full, what have you, you can do all this from the application. Now you may be asking or worried about deleting items, some rogue system going crazy and emptying everything in your vault. Well, that's not going to happen. You can't delete items from it, nor can the software do it itself. Along with these features, there are also some tabs at the top that you can see your progress on certain milestones, the current vendor inventory, as well as collection progress if you're a completionist and you want to see that. All of which are pretty self-explanatory, but the purpose of this video is to showcase inventory management and the Loadout Optimizer. Alright, welcome to my vault, or as I like to call it, my nightmare. There are a lot of items in here, and I want to get rid of probably 90% of them. Maybe not that much, but I want to get rid of a lot of them. So let's walk through what DIM can do and how to use it. Now, as I said earlier, you can take items like this old-fashioned here and drag and drop them to, let's say, from my hunter to my titan, and boom, it goes to my vault, and then it switches it to my titan. I guess it has to do that little operation first. And then if I want to move it back, or if I want to move it to my vault, boom, I could go right there. Now, let's say I'm looking for that old-fashioned and I can't find it. I can come up here to the search bar and type in something like old-fashioned, and not even a complete name, and it will highlight that weapon for me so I can find that particular weapon. Once I have typed in the name of something I'm looking for, if I have a certain number of results, it will filter it and then give me an option to compare these items. Now if you notice, I typed in Fate. Now I probably got a lot of hits with Fate because it also searches like the flavor text and the perks. So for example, Jade Rabbit, its perk says Fate of All Fools, so it found Fate there. And this one, it has Fate in the flavor text. Their Fate until it was too late. So that's why those got a hit. But if I narrow it down a bit, so Fate Cries, for example, it will find all these Fate Cries foul sniper rifles that I have been hoarding for a while. And I've probably deleted quite a few, but I've been hoarding these. And once you do that, you'll get this compare filtered items. And boom, you'll get this interface where you can easily side by side compare the different Fate Cries foul. Fate Cries fouls? Well, let's just work with it. So here I can also do things like sort by stability or handling. Handling might be important for a sniper rifle, reload speed, what have you, and it will sort them. So this one has the highest handling with the selected perks that are on it, and this one has the lowest. As I go through and compare the different Fate Cries foul, I'm not here to tell you which perks are the best, but let's just say I like this one right here. Snapshot Sights and Dragonfly sounds good to me. Not really, but I want to keep this item so I can set it as keep or favorite, whatever tag I want to use so it doesn't get deleted. And then let's say this one right here, this Genesis Outlaw, I do not like. I don't think it's good. Maybe it's a high power level, so I want to keep it and infuse it into something later, but maybe I just want to delete it because it's only 533 anyways. I can mark it as junk. Alright, so I can do this very easily, filter out what I need, and then once I go into game, I can come up here. Let's see if I can type in junk, tag junk. Yep, I can do my tag. Oh, did I not tag that one? Let's go back. Oh, yep, there it is. It just took a little bit. So anything that's tagged junk, I can then just drag and drop it to my character that I'm logged into game with, and then delete those items. Now, this is good to do first. Usually you're only comparing one type of weapon to another version of itself, like Better Devils. I'm only comparing this Better Devils to another betterer devils, and I may want to keep a PvP role and a PvE role, and that's pretty much it. But armor, Armor gets pretty complicated because you want to get a piece of armor that synergizes both with your class and maybe with the weapons you're using, your abilities that you chose. So it can get a little bit hairy when you're looking at all the armor pieces that you have. And that's exactly why I have a bajillion Prodigal Helms or Tangled Web of all types, armor here. And it's about time that I sat down and figured out which one of these is are the best. Now, what we can do is go on up here to Loadout Optimizer. The best way to teach you how to use the Loadout Optimizer is to just make a loadout. So here we are in my dim still. I'm on my Titan right now, and I want to make a loadout for my PvP build. So if I go up here to Helmet, because I'm a Titan, I obviously want to be using a one-eyed mask, and I have one, fortunately. The perk on one-eyed mask is called Vengeance here. So if I select that, it will automatically load my one-eyed mask, or it starts making a build with my one-eyed mask. I only have one of these, so I don't really have much of a choice on the other perks, but I can see them here. And we'll make use of this on other slots because I have plenty of armor to choose from. But something to talk about before we go further is these perks like Ashes to Assets and Targeting. Helmets can get these kinds of perks. In a future video, I'll talk about what perks you might want to go for and which ones are worth their weight on each slot. If I pick this one right here, it still shows me that this one is available, but if you look at the item, they share the same column, so I can't have them at the same time. So it's a little misleading whenever you're looking at this interface here. You'll just have to look at your item and you'll get used to which ones share the same column, and know that even though I click this right here, I actually can't have them both. I have to pick between them. So realistically, it would be something like the Ashes to Assets, or if this is a PvP build, maybe I want some sniper aim if I'm going to be sniping, and maybe rocket launcher reserves. And moving down to the gauntlets, we have reloading speed perks here, as well as some grenade throw, melee, and scavenger. Now in PvP, I really like to use hand cannons, so I could just simply go right here and select hand cannon loader. But let's say I also have the Recluse, and I like to use that. If I take a look here, I see light arms loader, and that actually increases reload speed for both hand cannons and submachine guns. So that's probably a better pick there. Heavy ammo finder doesn't really do much in PvP, but I look over here and I see something like increases grenade throw distance, and causing damage with melee attack reduces your grenade cooldown. It's kind of a toss-up, but let's just say I want to go with impact induction there. That seems good. I'm going to go ahead and finish out this loadout, and then when I come back, we can talk about how you can get these loadouts onto your character and then start cleaning out your vault. Alright, so I'm done making my loadout, and you can see here at the bottom that it's given me an option of 2 different builds. Now the only difference between these two are the gloves, or the gauntlets here. You can see that these are a different set of Tangled Web gauntlets, because of different item level. But they also have different armor mods here with different element defense. And another reason why you want to go down here and see what different builds it offers you is because if you're going for restorative armor as opposed to mobility or something of that sort, you might see that you can get the same perks that you want in your build, but it also optimize your armor type. You also might want to look at the perks themselves and see that, well, for example, I see that I actually did stack 2 of the same on top with the impact induction and light arms loader, but you also might want to find some gear that's flexible. It both suits you in PvP and in PvE, which is great. That's more space in your vault and just easier management of your items altogether. Now once I've selected a build, let's just say I want to go with this top one here, I can click on new loadout and it automatically gives me a, this is a tier 13 because it has 1 + 6 + 6 on the stats, but I want to name it something like my PvP build, hand cannon, and SMG, let's say. I can go to save, and it says it already exists, so I can change name to something else like PvP hand cannon version 2 because I already made one before, and I can save that and go back to my inventory, and this is where you can really start getting rid of all the junk that you have. if you take everything off of your character, so if I just removed everything off of my Titan here and moved it into the vault, I could then start loading my loadouts, or putting my loadout gear on the character. So if I click on the character's little emblem up here, I can see there's my build that I just made, PvP Hand Cannon version 2, and I can click on it and it will take the gear and move it to that character. See, your loadout of 5 items has been transferred to your human male Titan. And once I've done that with all the different loadouts I've made in the Loadout Optimizer, everything else that's left in the vault should be stuff that I'm not really interested in. Now, you still might want to comb through and double check, but if you do this for all of your characters and then you load the loadouts onto them, you should be left nothing in your vault except for gear that you're probably not going to use too often, and you can quickly go through with confidence and delete them, creating a lot of space in your vault. And that is how you stop being a hoarder in Destiny 2 and make the best builds possible with your loot. If you enjoyed this video, please express it with a like and subscription below. If you're looking for even more info and guides, please join my community at assistcity.xyz, as well as links to my social media in the description. I'm Halen, and I'll see you in the next one.